When you're starting off learning logical reasoning, the sets that you should try should not be very difficult that they demotivate you or they thwart all your attempts to solve it. At the same time, they should not be very easy that you don't learn anything new. There should be an element of challenge in them, and there should also be some recreation in it such that your interest in solving puzzle keeps getting built up. This set ticks all these check boxes. In fact, there's a lot of things to learn here, but you will learn that only when you try it on your own. You're not going to learn it by seeing or watching me solve the set, students. Yeah, it is like trying to learn cricket by watching a game on your television. Yeah, the actual experience when you're on a pitch is very, very different. So do pause it, do give it a good shot. Yeah. And if you want to solve more sets like this, you know where to head to. The link to our DILR course is in the description below. Check the course out if you're interested. I'm going ahead solving it. So we have J, K, L, M are from 4 corners of India, such that each can speak exactly 2 languages out of Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Assamese. So the framework is set. There are people, 4 language. We have to, each person can speak 2 languages, so we have to match languages to people. So the grid is easy, yes, no, tick, cross. So let's start by making them, and that is what these sets are. They're not very difficult that you have to worry about how do I represent the set. But what the learning is, how do you use these clues, right? So there's J, there's K, L, M. Simple, small enough grid should be enough, right? The languages are Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Assamese. And what else do we have? So now it's not just about this grid. Don't forget that we already have a numeric data. Each can speak exactly 2 languages. So Janardhan, in Janardhan's row there has to be 2 ticks and 2 crosses. In Kalol's also 2 tick, each one 2, 2, 2, 2. Right? It's important that you write this and you don't just gloss over it, right? Only then you start thinking, okay, if I know 2 ticks, then the other 2 have to be across. Okay, and what else you also get sensitized to, that the sum has to be 8. So the column totals also have to add up to 8. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people come and solve this set such that they meet all these conditions. But they end up with a selection, a pairing such that this also reads as 2, 2, 2, 2. But that is wrong, because if you read ahead, right, and that is what I'm saying, there are a lot of people who focus on these conditions but they miss out something given here. So you have to read the whole set. There was no one language in which all the 4 could speak. So none of the column totals can be 4. 4 means all ticks, they can't be there, right? But there was one language which was spoken by more than 2. More than 2 could be 3 or 4, but 4 is ruled out. So there is one language which is spoken by 3 people. And that is what some of the students that I gave this set to messed up, and they came with an answer and they found it easy, but this is not a very easy set as such, right? So 1. So now I don't know which one, so I'll put brace brackets there. So one of them has to be 3. And now I'm not going to stop over here. I'm also going to think about, okay, the total has to be 8, which I was drawing your attention to some time back. Okay, total. So the rest of them has to be 5. Now I cannot reuse a 3 because there's one language which would satisfy this. So if I cannot use a 3, the higher limit I can use is a 2. And a 2, 2, 2 adds up to 6. But I want only 5. So 1 has to be reduced. Now where you reduce doesn't matter because I'm not particular about the order. So the other columns will look as 2, 2 and 1. And I can be very confident of this because I have solved so many puzzles. And if you're not confident, try to spend more time. What else can it be? Think, I started with the highest limit of, I started with the highest limit of 2. You start with the lowest limit. And even consider 0. Okay, so maybe an outlier case could be a column reads as 0. It's outlier. Why? Because if this language is not spoken by anyone, then why would they give that name? But still, even if you put a 0, 3 and a 0 adds up to 3. So the other two should add up to 5. And if the other two should add up to 5, one of them will surely be 3 or more. 3, 2 or 4, 1. But I can't have any more 3s. There's one language which was spoken by more than 2. Right? So you can't use a 0. So use a 1. 1, 1, 1 have to be given. 2 are left. Can you give both these 2 to any one? No, that will become 3. So split that 1, 1. You'll again reach 2, 2, 1. So spend time over there, or else this video will get lengthy. And students, this is what we mean by complete analysis of a clue. We'll learn this again in one more clue here. But till the time you don't stay with a clue, till the time you don't go in the depths of it, this means this and hence this and hence this, you know, you're not progressing. You're just reading it fast and going through. So let me continue now. And you should know where to do that analysis and where not. Like in this should read as no one. No one spoke both Gujarati and Tamil. So make a note, make a note, right? Make a note, Gujarati and Tamil both cannot be spoken. So if there is a tick, the other will be a cross. If there's a cross, you can't go anywhere. The other could be tick or cross, you don't know, right? But both can't be a tick. So here there's nothing to go in depth into, except for the fact that keep it in mind, or say you'll come back to this. Okay, check this at every stage. Now, although Janardhan could not speak in Hindi, that's a direct clue, he could still act as an interpreter between Lama and Kalol. Okay, so these second and third row, an interpreter wanted to speak. When these two want to speak, he will act as an interpreter. And here it's given more clearly that these two, the Lama and Kalol, could not speak to each other without an interpreter. Now look at clue 1 and look at clue 2. Isn't clue 2 obvious that you have to invest time? Clue 1 you did not have to, but here you have to. And this is that other example of so much information is hidden over here. So these two cannot speak to each other. What that means, pay attention, is again I don't know where, but hence the brace bracket, but there will definitely be 2 ticks in Kalol's row and only 2 ticks. The others will be a cross. Now wherever there is a tick in Kalol, the Lama cannot speak that language because they cannot talk without an interpreter. So this will be a cross and this will be a cross. And if these two are cross, the others have to be a tick. Or you could start from Lama and say ki if there is a language that he can speak, the other one cannot be speaking that language, right? So there's a wealth of information here, and if you missed this sort of information, students, then you missed a big thing here. Here let me also sidestep and say there are students who ask, should we make notes? Like this is that eureka moment. Oh, this clue is understood as, okay, if there is a tick there, this is a cross. If there's a cross here, that is a tick. If any one is there, I know the other one, right? But then you can't make notes like this because this particular aspect would be used once in 150 puzzles. So there's no point there, but it will just remain in your subconscious if you would have tried it or if you would have noticed it and so on and appreciated, okay, now I know. And you know what? It's still not done. You also know that Janardhan can act as an interpreter. So what that means is Janardhan can understand one language out of Kalol's because he should be able to converse with him and understand him. And why not both? Oh, and one language out of Lama also. And the 2 language of Kalol are different from the 2 language of Lama. So what you know is, out of the ones that Kalol knows, one will be a tick and one will be a cross for Janardhan. Out of the 2 languages that Lama knows, one will be a tick and one will be a cross. So do you see the wealth of information that is hidden here in this? And that is again another example of go deep insight into all the possibilities. If you know this, now I can be very sure I've got two very key points here, 3, 2, 2, 1 and this. I just need to link them up and I will be able to solve it. Okay. I'm again telling students, not a very easy task. If you still haven't tried it, in spite of so much details, try it. Only then proceed. Then you'll know why you'll appreciate the set more. Kalol spoke Tamil. As I said, intermediate there will be these easy ones, and could also talk to Mota Bhai who did not know Tamil. So Mota Bhai did not know, but then they could talk. Don't again gloss. What that means is Kalol and Mota Bhai, there is one common language. And you know, I would still spend it. Could be this or this or this. So 3 possibilities is quite a lot. So I'll just leave it for the moment. Okay. And last sentence, all 3, who 3? Janardhan Lama Mota Bhai, Janardhan Lama Mota Bhai could not all converse in any one same language. Like Kalol and Lama had one common. The idea here is these 3 will have no common language. No common to all 3. Right? That's the meaning of this word all. So all 3, the 2 of them might have common. They can talk between them, but all of them cannot converse in one same language. Who are they? First, second and so on. Right? And so I've reached the end. Somewhere I'll have to go back and do a check, like this idea. Tamil, I have a Tamil, so I have a Gujarati is a cross. Right? And now there are people who will forget that we have done such a detailed analysis here. If there is a tick here, this will be a cross. If there's a cross here, this will be a tick. Did you get that? Okay. So what about others? I do not know. Yeah. And so you end up taking a pause there. Okay, so what else have I not used? Have I not used? Okay, 1 is common. Okay, now the common from earlier, these 2 could be common. This, now this is not common. So 2 possibilities are there. What else? This. Oh, there can't be a common to all these 3. So how do I use that? Somewhere this word 3 should come into picture. Which 3 are the ones, which column can have 3 in them? Always outliers, big numbers or small numbers are going to help you a lot. So tell me, can I have all 3 ticks here? Now that I latch on to this, go methodically. Can I have all 3 ticks? You might not know, but the moment you put it down, you will realize, no, both of them cannot be a tick. So this column cannot be a 3. Can this column be 3? That means the cross is already there. Then Janardhan, Lama and Mota Bhai. Suddenly you will appreciate how puzzles work. Janardhan, Lama, Mota Bhai, all 3 cannot be ticks. So this also cannot be 3. This column cannot be 3 because already there are 2 crosses. Oh, so there is only 1 left for 3 ticks, and this is that true. Student, that clue was pretty important here to come to the right answer. That's 3. Okay, now the next question is which 3? That is when you realize that out of this 1 will be a cross. That 3 ticks means 1 cross, and that 1 cross has to be either here or here. So these 2 are definitely a tick. And reuse that. If Janardhan and M is a tick, then L cannot be a tick because there's no common. So you know this helps us again, this last clue helps us in 2 situations. This situation also and here also to tell us that this will be a cross. And if this is a cross, this is a tick. Now it's all downhill. We have done it. 2 ticks. So this has to be a cross. If that's a cross, this is a tick. These are the 2 languages that Kalol knows, out of which 1 language should be known by Janardhan, which is Assamese. So he will not know Tamil. Why will he not know? Because he has to know 1 language out of Lamas also, not to act as an interpreter. That's what we did. So which is that language? This 2 ticks, 2 ticks done. This column has only 1 tick. So these 2 have to have 2 and 2 to add up to the total. The 2 is already done here. So this will be cross. This has to be a tick, and suddenly the set becomes an easy one if we would have gone ahead as, you know, following the best practices of solving puzzles.